I'm going to post this in Schoology. These are the rules of the article. These are the guidelines of how to find a good article. So here's the rules. The article must be related to the topic that you are researching. So, for example, I was looking for Venus de Milo. Venus de Milo is famous enough that there's an article actually on the artwork. So I could pull up an article on the artwork. 9 times out of 10, there's not an article on your actual artwork. So you can expand your search. So I know that Venus de Milo is from ancient Greece or even Hellenistic. So I will expand the search for my art article to be ancient Greece. All right. And then finding an article on ancient Greece will satisfy your requirements for the beast and um, the article assignments that we have for the individual units. But find one that is related to your topic. For example, last semester it was common, or the first year that I did this, it was common for students to find an article that was not even in the first semester. Here's an example. Um, or this was a second semester issue, but we were studying the Renaissance in the beginning of second semester, and so a student typed in Renaissance, and they found an article and they submitted it to me. When I opened it up, it was on the Harlem Renaissance. The Renaissance happened in the 1500s in Italy. The Harlem Renaissance happened in the 20th century in New York. Two different artworks or two different art styles. And so make sure that the article you find is related to yours, right? What you're searching. All right, article must have pictures of art. This is art history. Most likely, when you find an article that has no pictures in it, it's not talking about the art of this period. It was common for students to turn in articles that had no pictures, and it was talking about literature with the same name. So last semester, it was Romanticism had this a lot. We're going to study an art style called Romanticism. Students looked up Romanticism and they found an article, turned it in, but the article was talking about Romanticism in literature, not in art. All right, so it didn't fit art history. Article must be specific and not broad. So try to find an article about an artwork or a piece of architecture or about a subcategory. For example, Tang Dynasty is a better thing to look up than Art of China. Art of China is too broad. But if you look up Art of the Tang Dynasty, that is more specific. That would be a better article. All right, now, I told you earlier that I'll be talking about the dates. Your article cannot be older than me. I was born in 1971, so I will not accept any articles older than 1971. And if we go back to where I found articles, all right, so here's an article 2002. All right, that would fit. Here's an article 1911. It's too old. All right, 2006, that's good. 1902, that's not good. Let's see. This one is from the 1800s. Let's see. No, that's 1871. No. And also, look at that. What language is that? Looks a little French to me. All right. Unless you speak French, this would not be a good article. This article is in French. All right. 2005, that's a good article. 1871, no. 1919, no. 1989, that's good. 1999. All right, so a lot of these articles that will come up are extremely old. Those are not okay. You want to when you're doing research on a artwork, you want to come up with the latest research. And so I am cutting the date off at 1971. All right, where did my document go? Must be 10 pages or longer. Some of them are so short that you can't really have any uh, depth to it or any meat to it. It must have footnotes. It must have a title page. All right. And the footnotes and a title page, all right, footnotes tell me that it has been well researched, that the person that wrote the article did their research. And then it must have a title page that helps me organize, or it helps me see immediately how old it is, where it comes from. So, and 99% of the articles have a title page. All right. So, a couple of things that pop up a lot where students turn in and it's just not a good article. One is museums will often post a museum bulletin, and that comes up in articles. And that's not good research. Museum bulletins just give basic information about an artwork, and that's not what we're looking for in an article. A magazine articles, like non academic articles, kind of pop up sometimes too, and I'll show you some examples of that. And then sometimes students have turned in a whole book or a whole chapter or the whole magazine or the whole newspaper. And that's not okay, because a whole book has a ton of information, and we're looking for a periodical, not a book. And then students have turned in a whole magazine. Well, how many articles are in a magazine? There's a bunch. So which article are you referring to? And then you are going to post this in Schoology in a PDF file. And basically, it comes to you as a PDF file. In order to find an article, we are going to go to lonestar.edu, and then we're going to click on Libraries. And then we're going to scroll down a little bit and click on Research Databases. And we scroll down a little bit and we're going to click on Art, Music, and Theater. And we're going to scroll down a little bit and click on Articles. And then we're going to click on JSTOR. And it'll bring us to this screen. So you are going to click on My Lone Star email address and password login. And it may take you, and if it's your first time going through this, it'll take you through a couple of extra steps, but eventually you'll get here. So we are looking at the homepage for JSTOR. You'll see the JSTOR logo in the upper left. At the top, it should say access provided by Lone Star College System. And if we scroll down, there's lots of other stuff, but we're not interested in any of that. We are interested in this search right here. And so let's go ahead and search for your artwork. So if you are doing this for the article assignment for Unit 1 or Unit 2, or for a unit article assignment, so you might search for, let's say, Egyptian art. And that's a little bit too vague, so let's just go, let's go with uh, New Kingdom. All right, and let's see what pops up. We got 41,000 results. 99.99% of these is what we don't want. So, but let's just see if we can find something on this first page. So, this one that says Egyptian art, that's a little bit too vague. All right, so I'm going to skip that one. New Kingdom Egyptian textiles, embroidery versus weaving. That might be interesting. Let's Let me click on that one. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on download. You could click on the title, but that's going to take you to this page, and you can look at the article here, but it's tiny and it's not really what you want. You're going to click on download. Right? If you get to this page, you can click on download, if, and or from here you can just click download. And yes, you are going to accept and download. So now you're looking at the PDF file. So 1982, that's good. And all right, it's about, it's too short. All right. So that turns out to be not a good article. All right, let's keep searching. But this is what you're going to do. Nudity in ancient Greek. Okay, so I feel like I need to interject here. So you are going to come across articles similar to this. This is JSTOR is an academic article database, and a big part of college is people studying sexuality, all right, and human sexuality. So in an academic way. So feminism talks a lot about sexuality and the roles of gender. And so you're going to find articles that are like this. This is it's college related, it's college material, and you are college students. So approach these things, and as you come across these things, treat them with an academic curiosity or an academic level, a college academic level. Art and politics between Assyria and Egypt. Let's take a look at that one. All right, 11 pages. That'll fit. Yeah, this looks like it might be a good article. It has footnotes. Yeah, this looks like it could be a good article. All right, so this would be what you are going to look up. All right, now let's say you are doing this for the Beast. And so if you're doing this for a specific artwork, you might just try your luck at your artwork. So for an example, I'm going to do Venus de Milo, and because that's such a famous sculpture, I know that there's going to be articles on it. Here I have 3,000 results. I only want one, and 99.99% of this is what I don't want. And if we scroll through here, I know there's an article that this one right here, Creating the Past. I've read this article before. I know this is a good article. So I will click on this one. And this is your, uh, it's a good article. So it has pictures, it has text, it has footnotes and illustrations, and it's gives us good information about the Venus de Milo. Now, if I was doing this search and there were no good articles on my sculpture, I would expand my search to Hellenistic art. Let's try that. All right, so what we're going to do now is we are going to look at some examples of students, of articles that students have turned in. Some are good examples and some are bad examples. All right, so we're going to take a look at some good examples of what your article should look like. The one that we just looked at, the one about the architecture, was a good example. All right, here's another good example. Let's start at the beginning. It has a title page. It's from 1990. That's well within our dates. and it looks like, let's see, if we page through it, it has footnotes. All right, so that's good. And if we page through them, oh, maybe it doesn't have pictures. Oh, wait, there they are. All right, so it has a group of pictures and then some more text. And it is 17 pages long up here. So this would be a good article to get. All right, another one from 1982. And as I scroll down, it has footnotes, it has pictures, and it's 17 pages long. All right, this would be a good article to get. And these others are just as similar. So has a title page, the date is good. All right, so let's take a look at some that are not good. All right, which ones, when you see it, you will know not to get it. So we're going to look at some bad examples of some things that students have turned in. So here's an example of what a student turned in. You can see that it's an Excel and it was not a PDF, and they turned it in. This is what their article looked like. What am I supposed to do with this? I don't know what to do with this. So turn it in as a PDF. I would make you redo this if you turn this in. All right. I don't know what the student was thinking. All right. Here's an article, and it is 7 pages. That's less than the 10 pages. And it was written in 1861. So you don't even have to start reading the article to know if this is not a good article. It's too short and it's too old. This one, 1913. No. And you can, if you look through, all right, it's a bit simple. It's rather small. Oh, and it's 6 pages long. All right. So it's too short, too old, and too simple. All right, let's go back to here. All right, this one is 1944. It's too old. And I think this one has no notes. Yeah, no footnotes. All right, I can't find any footnotes in this. So this one is bad for several reasons. All right, this one has no title page. So I don't know what is the magazine that it is from. What's the article that it's from? All right, and I had to find like here, and then it has the date up here. The date is fine, and like there's the magazine title, but I want that title page that tells me all that information. All right, I want to be able to see if this is a good article immediately. Yeah, this one, a student turned in. First of all, it's from 1868, but this one, it's all pictures and no text. All right. So don't do that. And this one, all right. So here's one of the issues, and it seems good at first, right? It's 2012. It's 12 pages long. It seems good, but the title is just Romanesque. All right, we're going to look at a style of art called Romanesque, and it is basically talking about Romanesque in general. And that is not what we want in an article. It is too broad. This is basically the same kind of information you would find in a textbook. All right, so this article is not good because it is too broad. What we're looking for in an article is that somebody has researched one little part of Romanesque and is examined that and is giving us new insight on a small part of Romanesque. Come on. There we go. All right, this one was kind of funny. All right, so tell me what is different about this article. I've been showing you articles. What's different about this one? The pictures. And then it has an ad for tourism. This is a tourist magazine. It's not giving us any real insight into the Hagia Sophia. All right, so be aware that this is not an academic article. All right. Let me show you what a museum bulletin looks like and why we don't want them. Museum bulletins will usually have the word bulletin in it in the title. And you're looking for, let's see, it's from the from the Metropolitan Museum of Art. All right. And they've published their bulletin for 2001. Basically, what the museum is doing is they've made a little booklet and they're highlighting some of their artwork, either some new art that they've bought or some art that they want to share with everybody. And they have pictures of the artwork and then information about the artwork. It's not new information. It's not uh, breaking ground. It's just basic information about works of art, and it doesn't do us any good. We can get the same information from a textbook. So this is the information is not specific enough. It's not new enough. It's just some basic information about the artwork that they have, and that's why museum bulletins are not good. This one says wrong everything. So, all right, it's too old. It's it's 2 pages, yeah, and then right, it's just 1 page.